drop tweets and links in places. You can feel free to retweet. Another tweet has hit the timeline.
Sounds good. I scheduled mine for like starting now at 5:30 p.m. because I was like, I know I'm gonna forget this.
Yeah, it's easier that way as well.
Exactly.
Live now. Give me a little like red circle. No, not red square. Red underscore circle, please. Thank you, Discord. All right, sweet. Hello, everybody. Keep an eye on this Twitch as well. We already have 3 viewers. We're so popular, guys.
Huge.
I wonder if it's us.
It's so hard being this popular. Oh fuck! Wait, I think I opened the tab earlier. I think I am
Might be.
the 3 viewers. Oh fuck! You're right.
Most definitely
man.
us.
Listen, man, our
I had
biggest
it open
fans
earlier,
are
yeah.
ourselves. What can we say, right?
It's true. It's true. If nobody got me, I got me. Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so it's just for everyone who's joining now. Wait, hold on. Sorry, my title may conflict with Twitch's moderation policy. Okay, people aren't getting added in the title, I guess.
Wait, what?
And yeah, I added the 3 of you, and it said it would conflict with Twitch's moderation. No?
What? There's no way.
Okay,
I had that
oh, is
pop
it because
up
of Climax? Wait, is it because of Climax?
Oh, I think.
Oh
I
my
think so.
God,
I
it
have
is.
tried to
I
put the
think it
word
is.
climate. Yes. I
I
got the same issue like months ago where I was like climax prep, and I was like, dude, why can't I save my title? What the hell's going on?
What did I name my
That's
stream?
crazy.
Wait, hold on.
probably
That's
had to just
so
call it Con,
crazy.
yeah.
They actually just banned the word climax. Fuck it, sure, is what the Twitch moderation room say every single day.
Oh, yeah, mine was just con. I didn't put climax, so I didn't even know.
You said, yeah, whatever, dude.
They're oppressing us.
True. They hate our uni players, man. It's insane.
They do hate the French bread community. It's true. This is the big drama with Twitch that everybody's talking about right now.
Yeah, well, actually,
Yeah, just this.
we're
Just
probably
this.
doing really good SEO work for them, actually, right now. We should be careful.
Yeah, never do that shit for free. So true.
So I hope everybody joining in right now. I hope you enjoyed the layout. We got the little climax and night photos going on the top. I thought they're going kind of quickly. I mean, like, it's like up the time between.
Slow down.
A little bit. Yeah, it's like let's like give them like a good 4 seconds before they move. It's kind of cuter that way, I think. I even included these little vertical ones for Jaytsu here. But yeah, we all
Huge.
Yeah, Jaytsu, why are you strapped to the bed like that Tickle Me Mauer image?
Dude, okay, I swear to you. So my friends, like, you know, Triplicate always kind of like hosts like a bull room for some folks that you know. So I walk in and I'm like, wow, it sounds like there's like a party next door. Like, that's a funny coincidence. I guess it'll just be really loud. And they lead me to the back of the room. And I see, so normally there's like the door in between the rooms and it's like closed, obviously, because you're next to someone that you don't know. And then it turned out that our friend like booked a room that happened to be assigned right next to like the bull room. So we were like, oh shit, we can finally like go back and forth between the rooms. And then in that room, for whatever reason, it was like the king bed in the middle. And then they said there would be like a couch or like a cot to sleep on. And they did not provide that. So they hit up the front desk and they're like, oh, yeah, this happens all the time. We'll wheel a bed up for you. And they're like, oh, you're going to wheel a bed? So I don't know how they fit it through the door. Like, I don't know the logistics, but that shit was just standing there like a living tombstone. And, you know, I was a couple drinks in and I saw that there was like there was a strap, and then Twang also saw that there was a strap, and we were just like, well, and you know, it led to the picture that you saw there.
That's a bed, man. I don't know what to say.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, we are hitting currently 9:30 up in my time at least, which is what we said we would start the actual conversation with. We started a little bit early, you know, just to get the stream warm up, we give everyone a bit of time to get in there. But my name is Firestar. I'm joined today with Jaytsu, Cookie, and Tabby. I hope you guys know who these people are. I feel like they're at least a little more known than I am. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Climax and Night experience, a little about the commentary, you know, each section, generally about the bracket as well, games people liked. In the case of Cookie, we're going to be glazing in for 10 minutes straight because of what he did in that exhibition.
It's true.
Bro, the video posted on Twitter is so funny because Literally, when I won that set, I blacked out. I could not tell you what happened, but if you look back at the clip, the second I stood up, my legs left the ground.
Wait, does that mean?
And I
Yeah,
went,
Yeah.
I picked you up. Remember? Like frame
Yeah,
one, I
you
picked you
picked
up.
me up.
Shinobi came
It
over,
was-
joined in.
It was so fast. Like, you look at the clip, like, I stand up, and then the next frame, my leg is already midair. And it's just like, I've been kidnapped.
Your ass saw the curvature of the earth, bro. Like, you know the one picture of Salty where he's like hitting the frosty frostings, like ceiling of the ballroom?
Yeah.
That was like you, bro.
Yeah. Alright, I mean, let's get this started. So we got like a lot of topics on the right as well. Also someone in chat saying apparently I played Seth. That never happened, and that would never happen. But that aside, we're going straight into this. Obviously, I gotta open the same way they did with the actual bracket itself, or the Aples with Tari as well. I don't know. I mean, Tabby, you're the one that usually commentates with Tari every single tournament, right? Climax,
Yeah.
especially,
So since I started going to Climax, at least besides this one, Tari and I would do at least one block together. Yeah, he's obviously like one of the easiest people on the planet to work with when it comes to
Oh,
doing
yeah.
commentary.
Yeah, like 100%. Like I sat down, and I think we had like a half-hour delay. I don't know if you guys know about it. Someone stole the paper brackets. Like apparently, I think they went as far as they like broke in to like the room and stuff. But yeah, they stole the paper brackets, which you can just print yourself. By the way,
Mhm.
you can just print those
Mhm.
out. It's not very hard. They stole the paper brackets. They had like a half-hour delay, and I just sat there with Tari. We just kind of sat on our phone behind the booth and chilled for like half an hour, and just talked shit. It was very chill, really, really, really easy guy to work with, and like there was like the same vibes as soon as we like actually started stream. I remember I had like a dumb idea for opening stream because in like the European server we say like good morning European on the night every single day at like the start of the day. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just like hop on the stream, say good morning uni, be like, wait, I'm not in Europe anymore, like that. And Tyre was just like, yeah, dude, just go for it. Like, you know, there was just like not even like a question to him to just like let me do that, which was really cool. Just a nice chill guy to work with. We were both very tired as well. I'm pretty sure neither of us like slept properly that night too, because someone in my chat is he snores a little bit. Not to name names. You know, he's in the room with us currently. Yeah, same. Maybe or may not be the same guy that ate the brackets, but yeah. But nah. Yeah, that pool as well was incredibly hyped too. The A pools too. A and B pools on that same day. I think we saw like the biggest upsets in the entire bracket. We had the Troc upset, which I think was really massive. Troc losing to Mr. B on the Aurier, which I don't think anyone expected after Troc's run last year, and like all the momentum he was bringing in. We had Friend being Omnibeag as well, which I don't think anyone saw happening.
I did.
Yeah, he's the goat. He is the goat. But like, not like the 2-0? It's crazy. He's so good.
Dude, the way Omni described it to me, he was like, yeah, Friend is really good. Like, I didn't realize that I was losing until I lost. And I'm like, Omni, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, Friend is like too humble because he's just like, he was like, oh, I only won because I got lucky, but you know, I put myself in a position to get lucky. And he's not like, no, dude, you won because you won the game. Like, it says 2-0. Like,
That's
give
true.
yourself a round of applause. You did good. But yeah, those pools were really fun to commentate. You know, we had like the Viant, we had Big Black. We also had like a double Byakuya pool in Big Black's pool as well, because Vera actually was able to make it out in the end. I think beating Star X underscore, which sadly wasn't streamed. There was a few games that I kind of wish were streamed instead in that section of A pools. But yeah, honestly, I don't think I have too much to say about the start of the tournament. Well, we did get like something that was really cool. We got a lot of very scrambly round ones where like you can, if you watch like the block back, you can just hear me and Tari laughing constantly because there's just these like really like crazy drops in one of the sets. It was like I think it might have been an Eltman and maybe a Wagner, and they're going really back and forth, just constantly dropping and then picking up a combo off the other guy's drop. And then in the final game, one of them takes a round, finally uses CVO to finish the combo instead of dropping. And then the other guy won the combo, like, won the game, sorry, because he used CVO at the end. Like, he learned that it was a mechanic from the other guy, used CVO not to drop. It was a very, very, like, cute match to watch, yeah. Me and, like, Harry are just, like, laughing for, like, 5 seconds after on stream. But yeah, I haven't got too much today. Ran really smoothly. Minus Kyle eating the brackets before we started. So yeah, I'm gonna hand this over to Jaytsu. Tabby, you wanna talk about D pools a little bit?
Yeah, that's so Tabby. Do you have any thoughts? I gotta think about mine. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I gotta think about anything that I would want to say.
Uh, excuse me. Yeah, like as a whole, obviously the blocks. I feel like this is true for every single block, like you had mentioned
Mm,
with A block, which is like the amount of just miscellaneous upsets that happened that were kind of like a what the fuck moment.
mhm.
Like you saw something that in I think all of the pools had at least something like uh uh I wasn't expecting Ram to take it over spinach
Yeah.
to make it out of the pool on winner's side, but clearly the EU is gapping North America in that situation. Um there wasn't too many like major upsets, at least on like the loser side of things. Nil made a great run. I think it's the
Mhm.
only like big thing. But I don't even know if did we get Nil on stream at all? I don't think
No,
so.
I think we like because I remember seeing Squish out in the hallway, and I was like, "Oh, Squish, how'd your tournament run go?" He was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm actually out. Like these gamers are too good. Like I'm out to
Mhm.
nil." And I forget who sent him down into loser side, and I was like, "Oh, damn, I'm sorry to hear. That's insane." And he was like, "Nah, I'm still out here at Climax at night though. It's chill though." I was like, "Squish, your mental is unbelievable. That's actually goat."
I mean, that's the mental of someone who's able to win an Evo. So like
Yeah, exactly.
that's what you have to have. Just be like, yeah, I'm here to just
Mhm.
play the game. But Nil had to play silent round two,
Oh, true.
which like probably shouldn't have happened. But like, yeah, what
Mhm.
can you do with this kind of bracket, right?
Yeah, that was like
Yeah,
one of
exactly.
many incidents like that as well. Because we just mentioned like Friend Only League 2. There are a lot of people who are like underseeded a little bit.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that's just like something that's going to happen when, especially if you're only like, okay, we're only seating top 128 or whatever,
Mm.
or I think they did top 140 something. I don't
It was like
remember.
top 190 that they seeded,
Was it top 190?
Mm.
Still,
something
even
like that.
that, there's 250 people that I could list. It's like, yeah, they're probably pretty strong.
Mm.
Oh yeah, he got sent down into loser side by what's it called? By Big Fella, that's true.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
And then also I have to glaze that Portland making it out of their pool's winner side for once in their goddamn life. Let's go, Lena Hazard.
I'm pretty sure. I remember saying this. I feel like, if I remember correctly, Lena, I think she either made it out in losers or drowned last year. Might have been made out in losers. I'm pretty sure I have the shaky cam of that game like on my YouTube as well. I'm checking this right now. Oh no, it wasn't
Ye-
Lena Hazard. It was Rena. I was seeing Lena Rena confusing in my head. I was
Uh,
like fairly certain I did. I remember watching. I think they were in the same pool on different sides then. I'm actually gonna look up
yeah,
comics on F6 now.
I do know Lena had been yeah, she ended up at 49th last year, so just shy of 48, losing
Mm.
to Boltstruck.
Ah,
Um but like she had been grinding a ton over the past year. Like she's the kind of person that will like gets home from work, net plays for 4 hours, goes to bed, wake up, goes to work, net plays for 4 hours, goes to bed,
yeah.
rinse, repeat. So definitely like putting in the work and definitely got her flowers at least this time.
Mm.
Obviously, like I'm half sad as like damn she didn't get top 8, but also Tama
Mm.
got top 8 because of that, so let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
Like ninth place at a crazy stacked climax is like, it hurts because you're so close and you're like right there, and then you look at I don't know how else to describe it, but you're looking at everybody else in your wake and you're like, all right, damn, I am kind of nice.
yeah. Um but yeah, that's all I really had on the D pools. There wasn't anything like super crazy within them that I remember. I did get to see a lot of Ryu Aurier as well, which was nice.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember that pool just like honestly, that 2 hours passed by like very fast, which is saying a lot
Yes.
because both of my pools blocks were at 11 a.m. and I was like, I looked at the commentary schedule and I was like, damn, Shinobi does not want my ass to drink, man. It's so good. He's got me waking up bright and early. He's like, I heard about the job thing, Jaytsu. We got to get you back on that salary man timing. I was like, all right, understood. You got it.
See,
So, 11 a.m. I'm like a monster in. I'm like, oh, please, God, let this go
Oh,
by fast. But like, hanging out with Tabby is so easy because like we're obviously homies, and I think Tabby has like very good like nonverbal communication on like commentary blocks that makes it so easy for either her or me to kind of like know, oh, okay, this moment is yours, or like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
I'm just about to finish my thought, so like here you take over because it sounds like you have something that you can contribute or that you have to say. And I feel like all of those like moments where it would be like, if it were online, it would be so easy to scramble over like, oh, who's gonna take this? Like, is this your time to, kind of chime in? Like, it just flowed so smoothly.
Mm.
I do think like us being in the net play minds for so long, like
Mhm.
we've like subconsciously developed that skill though, because there
Yes.
are some people who are like that are wonderful commentators that like didn't do as much net play stuff, that like the
Yeah.
hand pointing works great, but like I feel like just sometimes I'm like, okay, I have to go ooh and then see who's gonna break first.
Exactly. It's like the oohs and ahs. Like, as funny as it is to kind of like consider them as legitimate tools in commentary, they're kind of like the one jabs, right? They're like the 5 A's. You're kind of just like poking out, and you're like, I actually don't know if you're gonna kind of like concede this moment, or if you want me to like, oh, because the hype is
Mhm.
building up so much, like it matches the moment for me to stop this thought. But you kind of put the sound out there, and you're like, I'm ready to take over if you're down. And if the co-com continues, then you're like, all right, cool, I sit back down in my seat, I chill out, and I let them take the moment. But otherwise, like, yeah, Discord, like online net play commentary, like being in the net play minds, like trains you to poke out in that way. But also, like, on the other end, it trains you to kind of make sure your sentences and your thoughts have like clear endings, because you never know if the other person is gonna like know that you're handing it off to them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those things I think you get as well, like probably like the biggest difference commentating in like Europe and commentating in ZNA is I think offline specifically, you end up with like commentators you usually know or have commentated before with a lot of the times in
Mm,
EU, you know what I mean? Whereas like you guys, you'll have like what, like 4 or 5 different time zones, but you still get to fly out to
exactly.
like a
Yeah.
lot of the same events and stuff like that, right? Because it's like sometimes only like 4 or 5 hours and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely something I noticed. Like obviously in NA, I've commentated offline immediately with like different commentators every time I've been over now as well. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I usually think I'm pretty good, like picking up with someone for like the first time, but it's like small stuff like that, and I haven't really like thought about doing before because I'm so comfortable usually getting my duo all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
like I'm almost
Mhm.
always on with air when it comes to uni. So
That is something out of like my own curiosity. Is there like anything big that you notice as a difference between like North American and European commentary, like specifically with Under Night, do you think it's kind of similar across the board?
um uh, I think the biggest thing, your commentators are better at the game than us.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm literally bringing down the average. I don't know if that's true, bro.
Bro, I didn't even enter.
Because you would sweep you. It was a service to the community that you didn't take the top 8 slot. You were like,
True,
no, I'll let
true.
them fight for it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would take the whole tournament.
Nah, I mean, aside from that, I think I think we're like pretty similar overall.
Okay.
Obviously, like I haven't been to every European event. I was going to travel a lot more this year, and stuff happened. And like current part, I've been pretty busy for like the last year, sorting stuff out. So I've had to like prioritize and kind of pick the right events and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely think we're more laid back when it comes to unitary committees because we have a lot of smaller events. So we have like often uni as like a main or a side game at like kind of regionals and stuff like that, which obviously aren't going to be as big always as like NA regionals and stuff. You have events
Yeah.
like drowning pools and stuff like that where I think we're just more chill because it's like a smaller event. It's not like full of like top players or anything like that. It's just a lot of people who want to
Mm.
play the game, who enjoy the game. Some people who are nice and stuff like that who can usually like cook the bracket. So I definitely think we're generally just like a bit more relaxed. And yeah, no, the car getting knife at UFA does count for something. That's why he was seeded. You know what I mean? But like, we're also outnumbered too. You got to remember, right? Like,
That's fair.
there's
Yeah,
like four
exactly.
of us, 4 or 5 of us maybe. There's like me, Kyle, Rek, Nick, and Air, and like Air and Kyle are like kind of top weighting it quite a bit.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like there's like less events where everyone is there pretty much, right? So it's like there's like you have these sort of regionals where you have like these 2, 3 like really strong players, and then the players from like the region and stuff like that, and people who
Hmm.
are like testing the game out and things like that, and then you have like your VSF, your mix up, your UFA, and like your outplayed and stuff like that, where like everyone comes down for as well. that's probably the biggest difference is just like size of the region and stuff like that, which like makes sense. But otherwise, I think everything's about the same, really. I mean, like I can't really talk much about the differences in like the production because the production for VSF is kind of like my production team. So I think we're kind of nice. Personally, I think we're nice. I
Okay,
decided to
okay.
work with them myself. I know the guy brings the equipment. To be fair, the guy we do actually have incredibly professional equipment guy who does the streams for like the Red Bull stuff in the UK and things like that as well. So much of the big tech events and stuff like that. So I do have to glaze him for a minute. Incredible guy to work with. But yeah, I believe the next thing we had to talk about was me and Jaytsu's block, top 96.
Or Cookie's block, right?
Oh no, I'm
Oh yeah, we got the
completely
Cookie
television.
Fox
He's just
pools
been like
block.
chilling here with his little smirk, his evil little
been
grin,
vibing.
occasionally chuckling.
His evil little grin.
No, I
Listen,
agree.
man, I'm a
It's got
I'm a
it's got
great
dubious energy
listener.
about it. got that colon
I
three.
mean, our block was interesting. I don't know what happened to the block before, but we opened the block with Corey and Yuno. And in my head, I went, there's no way this is a round 1 match. So what the hell happened? And it ended up being a qualifying match from the last block, but I guess they queued it up for stream and then we swapped commentators.
Oh,
So we ended up
interesting.
opening with that final match of the D block. And it was really funny because it immediately went from 2 really good players to what your average pools match is.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that one's not great. We did ended up getting Beffin on stream, which I thought was really nice. Shoutouts to Beffin coming all the way from Chile and giving a bunch of people art. Thought that was very cool. But we did have one of my favorite matches of the tournament. Because I went full bias mode with Malarkey versus Garm, where I immediately shrugged off all the chains of professionalism and just immediately started screaming for Malarkey at every chance that I could. Because the man played so good and ends up putting Garm in loser side, and I could not believe it. What else about that block? I know Inventory was on stream, ended up getting gapped by Yokai. Kaguya does that sometimes. Tomio was in that block. Tomio ended up going up against Wishy. Wishy kind of got gapped. The match that I wish kind of went the distance was Jushichi versus Dedi, because that was a top 96 qualifier. And I say it every time I watch Ju, because especially with how a lot of people play Under Night in the current landscape, like you need to have a tiny bit of freak factor to your gameplay. And I feel like if you don't, you just like end up conceding 9 out of 10 sets. And I feel like that's what Ju lacks right now, is the ability to just like go all out and be aggressive and be a real freak. Because I feel like when Dedi is playing the way Dedi does, you have to be a little weird. Like Tsurugi is a character that you kind of just have to get weird with, because Tsurugi players don't know what being normal is. So that's the match I can't. Yeah, I call him Troy High School Musical.
Call him what?
Because he's
Troy
always
High
going to bet
School
on
Musical. Not even that. I just think he looks like every default white guy I've ever seen.
Isn't that?
No,
Am I crazy?
I like
They play
Tabby's
basketball in
explanation
that movie.
better.
Wait, they play basketball in that movie though. You know what I mean?
They also
Yeah,
play
they
golf
do.
Kind of character,
and
yeah.
baseball.
Oh my god, wait, you're right. They also
a
dance
very
at the
gay
junkyard,
baseball
yeah.
game.
Featuring
So
hit
it's
song
very-
"I Don't Dance" by Corden Blue. Yeah, I know High School Musical lore. What up?
Yeah.
This is the
I know.
UNI2 BL that they're talking about on the timeline. Yeah.
I'm your match.
UNI2 Baseball League! UNI2 Baseball League!
I mean, all I'm saying, Jaytsu, is you would know firsthand, right?
Yeah.
Not yet. I gotta sign up. I gotta find it
What you
on
mean?
whatever. It probably start.gg/UNI2BL, I'm assuming.
What you mean? Turn Up was right there.
I know.
Turn Up was there, and he said,
Oh, it's
"Turn
not
up."
start.gg/UNI2BL. I'll find the short link
Wow.
at some point. I'm sure someone has it.
Bro, I was speaking to Turn Up with Firestar and Friend after the top 96 block. And
Yeah.
we're having a conversation, and he's like, "You want to join the server?" Whips out his phone with a QR code. I was like, "All
Wait,
right,
that's
my
kinda
guy,
awesome.
hold on."
QR
He's
code
like
goes
ready
kind of
to
hard. I
chill at
mean,
a
you gotta be
moment's
ready.
notice.
Yeah, you gotta be ready to advertise. The work of a TO is never done, man.
Yeah, we
True,
were
it
saying
is
that we
true.
try and commentate one of their brackets at some point as well. We should actually do that, Cookie. We should like
That'd
rate
be
in,
dope, yeah.
like commentate with someone that's like a little new, give some advice, help them out.
We have to fill something out. He was telling me about it. We have to fill out a document.
Oh, they got
The
like a
only
Google
issue
Doc.
is that's the only issue is it's on Saturday, and Saturday is like the most like 50-50 if I'm available or not.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I do.
It's a busy time, yeah.
Yeah, but no, that block was good. I'm glad that we ended the block with Malarkey and Garm. And I absolutely screamed my lungs off during that set. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. No, I'm really glad that you enjoyed your block. I'm also really glad you got the block with Fox as well. I feel like you two are just like such a good duo, iconic duo as well. So a very like fitting choice for the last climax. I actually like still over the moon they gave me that opening one. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but anyways. Next block we're talking about top 96 between me and Jaytsu. Of course, the block we wanted since last year to have one together. Did not expect us
true.
to get so late in the bracket as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, because on the schedule they were like, "Oh, okay, it's gonna be top 96 into top 48," and we were like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then we sat down, and you were like, "All right, let's strap in. We got 3 hours." I was like, "Wait, you're right. Why do we have 3 hours blocked out for top 96 to top 48? Something about the math doesn't make sense." And then you checked the start.gg, and they were all qualifying to top 24, and I was like, thinking emoji. But I mean, I'm not complaining, right? Thankfully, my voice was able to hold out. I went to karaoke the day before, and then I was like, all right, I'm going straight to bed afterwards and heal my voice up after karaoke. I do my warm-ups in the shower. I'm like, oh no, dude. But it's not as bad as the combo breaker incident from like a year and a half ago. So
Okay,
we survived.
so you might have gone to karaoke. What I did the night before is I
Mm.
got invited to IHOP with like Noodles and some of the other American guys. Like
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, it was Noodles, Frank the Ocean, and like a couple others.
Mm.
And for some reason, my voice got really bad during multi-blood type leaving at top 48. So we're cheering for like a bunch of the
Oh,
guys
really?
there. We were
Okay.
cheering for Donnie. We were cheering for Zarbox, who's obviously European. I was cheering for Drachme as well, who's a really cool Kahaku player and like a good friend of one of my friends as well. So I've like known him for quite a few years now, like Twitter rooms and stuff. And I kind of lost my voice after that. I came to climax, like my voice was already like a little on the edge. So I'm
Yeah.
drinking all this water for the rest of that evening, just chilling, trying to refresh my like voice as much as I can in my throat. And it finally started to feel better. I sit in this IHOP. I'm like, damn, I don't want a coffee. So I drink like 2.5 cups of coffee. And I wake up the next day. I'm like, fuck, why does my voice feel like this?
Oh no,
I'm like, shit,
dude.
why does my voice feel like this, man? So I think like what we did, because Ram was playing in a top 96 as well. We commentated this
Yeah.
game on stream actually. I woke up. I was like, okay, my voice hurts. I'm not gonna talk. I drank a ton of water. I think we ate food. I had a Jersey Mike's. I had like the Philly cheese sub, like the large size one. I just sat down and drank nothing but water for like an hour. That's like as soon as that first break hit, I just went straight to the toilet. I had been like microdosing water for the last like 2 hours basically. Like I remember like on
Microdosing water is crazy.
I remember like behind the desk, you were like had maybe like maybe a fourth of your water bottle, and near the end, I was like halfway through my second one.
Oh, dude, I saw your shit was empty. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, that's a real drinker.
Yeah, no. Oh man, that vlog was a lot of fun. Very, very overwhelming at first as well. I think,
Mm.
like even like VSF top 8 wasn't really overwhelming at all. I know it's kind of like home field advantage and stuff, but being in like a giant movie theater auditorium with a massive screen behind me and like looking at the crowd as well with like a light blinding my face was just like less intimidating than I guess the like kind of shaky early morning experience in like a completely different country on like just like a giant stage for like such an important major, and then also having that like crowd really really close by too. I don't know, it was like I think I was just getting hit like emotionally, I guess, just being like, damn, I don't
Yeah, I
what the
think
fuck am I
there's
doing here.
yeah, there was a lot that goes into it. I think like right before one of the I think it was like the first ad break ended, you and I were kind of like on the same page about it. Like, oh, we're next to everyone, and then in the front row is all the players who are going to be in the stream queue and are about to be on the stage, right? And we want to do them justice. It's of course other people who are waiting in the winner's side already and already qualified, and they're also listening. And you're just like, wow, like I need to lock in for this because it's they're making it into losers top 24, into winners top 24, and it's like cutting down up into the upper echelon. But yeah, I think in terms of like our actual dynamic, it felt like super smooth. Like kind of in the same way, like when I was hanging out with Tabby, I was like, the time is flying by fast. Aside from, you know, the 5-10 minutes right before the ad break where I'm like, damn, I kind of got to piss too. Most of it, longest 5 minutes of my life. But outside of that, I was like, oh, okay, the 3 hours just like passed by super quick because, you know, kind of like we were yapping on Twitter a little bit about it, and then we were like, you know, there's not enough like room in the character limit to like fully, you know,
Yeah.
explain or kind of like deep dive into what we want to talk about. One of the things I touched on was like, um, you kind of, I don't even know if you intended to do this, but like the way my brain just interpreted it, like on the first hour, I was also like, oh damn, this is top 96. Like, I hope I'm not missing these important decisions and, you know, like understanding of like various matchups that obviously these players to make it here, um you know, are bringing to the table, and hopefully I'm doing justice for them. And then, you know, during the ad break, you were like, yeah, I saw you were like leaning into the play by play. So I just felt comfortable leaning into the analysis. So, like, just let me know if I'm rambling. And I just like looked at you and I was like, you are providing the value to the broadcast. Like, the people who are in the chat and see this matchup at their locals like 10, 50 times, like, you know, a month or a year, they're like, all right, Firestar understands. Yes, they get it that they are doing X because of Y, they're doing A because of C. And I was like, no, you are doing a great job of like giving the actual like bulk to the broadcast and providing that value. I'm like well, I'm looking at my Chipotle bowl in front of me. I'm like the white rice. I'm the lettuce. I'm the corn salsa. You're the carne asada. You're like the holy shit. Firestar's back on comms. Yes,
I'm not gonna lie.
yes.
You're like, I'm looking at my Chipotle. I genuinely thought the next sentence was like, I'm like the guy ruining the FGC.
That would be great. I'm
That's a
not.
reference to tweets.
I'll never be
yeah.
Hollywood enough to survive that one, man. That one's gonna be
Yeah.
clipped out of context. They're gonna be like, "Wow, I just think it's crazy that this Sajam copycat is all of a sudden going for his inspiration. You really think you know a guy?" I'm like, no, it's not like that.
But yeah. Oh man. One of the things is like, obviously, like it's really easy coming into a block when you like know someone already and stuff like that too. Even if it's just like someone that you know exists, right? Like in the case of I think commentating with Fox last year, it was really easy to just like get into the commentary with Fox because like who doesn't know who Makoto Fox is, right? Like who likes Uni and like Murder Glenn doesn't know who he is, right? So it's like you kind of have that like preemption with him before. But obviously in your case, you're someone I've never commentated with before. But obviously after last year, like friends talked to. I know you're super chill. Like I can just come up to you and like we can just talk shit, and you're so easy to hang around with. And it was just really nice. Like the minute I sat down, you're very, very expressive and vocal with your hands, and your body language is really good. I noticed it's something I think I'm not as good with internationally. Like I think when I travel to like America, obviously I've only had like what 7 hours of experience over there now. I definitely like maybe it's just like being a little bit green in America because it's definitely an issue that goes away after like the first like 20-30 minutes or whatever. But there's that like initial like sort of like different atmosphere, you know, like you know less people just generally in the venue, right? And obviously I haven't done as many like big opportunities. Like I've done like 4 Arcade Tour qualifiers now, and I've done like 2 top 8s as well, which is like massive. But it's still like not quite some of the resumes that I'm like hanging, you know, like I'm walking around with, right? Like the people I'm seeing around me. So it was just really nice how communicative you were constantly, especially when not on camera as well, like keeping that same level through. Like I do a lot of general like expressive hand movements when I'm talking to the camera as well, especially like when I'm back at home as well in the UK. And looking at my co-commentators during the match as well occasionally too, just trying to like get a general scene of it. But I think the way you kind of took control of that immediately was really nice, and it really fit you being in the play-by-play position too, because when you're taking control like that and you're kind of like signaling a lot to me how you want me to do, and you're giving me these like longer sections of talking, because I felt like I had a slight like run-on sentence issue, which is sort of what I was meaning when I was like talking about going on too long, and I still think that's something I'm gonna like work on a little bit, because I think I can kind of always improve in that aspect. But like when you do the play-by-play style, when you focus on those like big moments, when you focus on the section of commentary where you need to say a move name and then say holy shit afterwards,
Yeah.
you know, when you focus on that and you do it so well, and you signal to me as you're gonna stop, it makes it so easy to commentate the way I like to commentate. So I just think we worked really naturally well together. I really, really appreciate that. Like it's obvious you're a professional, you know. I mean, it's obvious why you you know, why you got the jobs like the Evo top 8. And I remember the minute I saw your hands move, it reminded me of that clip of Virum like tapping you on the shoulder,
Mm.
which I actually, because like I remember I gave Air the winning moment at BSF this year as well. I really wanted him to have it. I did the same thing, and I was just like, huh, like it's just like there's obviously there's layers to commentary and stuff like that, but I never actively thought about how I've always known body language is super important. There's a reason I've always used it. I used to take like presenting classes when I was like 17, 18. So I know a lot about like sort of how I should be. Like I remember talking about how we should be like facing the camera and ourselves at the same time, right? And stuff like that. So not like the fundamentals, but I guess it's never clicked for me how important it is until you were doing it for me then, especially when I was like a little overwhelmed as well. So I appreciate that so much. I think you're like a
Dude,
very
especially
kind
with
choice
like
for
5 people running into the LED light and then you having to like
Oh.
adjust it. I was like, "Oh my god, please, like we're already getting flashbanged by these LEDs. Like don't make us have to look into the camera." I don't know, it reminds me of like two small things. Like one, like in my comm review, I was like, "Damn, my forearms are looking like a little bit bigger." Yeah, yippee. But I like got distracted by it one match. And then I realized like the monitor that we were looking at was in front of me. So I was like, damn, I have to make sure Firestar doesn't know that I'm looking at the comms cam while the game is going on. I'm like, no, I gotta uncross my arms and lock the fuck in. What am I doing, man? I gotta focus up. It's top 96. What's this Jaytsu guy's deal? But on a more serious note, I like that you bring up the the Evo clip because a similar clip like that, like the what's it called? It was Yipes and Vicious, I think like Combo Breaker 2024, which was I think the tournament they started doing those kind of like triple views of the player cam and the actual game and the commentator cam. And when I saw, Yipes like obviously they're like very close friends, but he was like slapping the shit out of Vicious's back. And he's like, you take this winning moment. It is the end of Combo Breaker Top 8 Grand Finals. Like, you got it. I want it to be like 200% sure you are taking this winning moment. I was like, oh, like that is awesome. And then, obviously Virum kind of did the same thing for me in Evo Top 8. But even, working with Tabby at the, the block the previous day where she was kind of taking the lead. And, funny enough, she was sitting on the right side. So in the position where I was for our top 96 block. And she was, kind of doing that exact same thing of like leading with the body language, knowing that we're kind of looking towards her monitor, the one that's closer to her, and making it such like an easy flow of like, oh, I know who's going to be talking at any given time. In a sense, I was like, oh, right, this is what that's supposed to look like. And having that example kind of like in my brain from literally 24 hours earlier, I think made it so much easier to be like, oh, I know how valuable that was for me, literally sitting where Firestar was like a day ago. So I kind of just like emulated. I was like, what would Tabby do here? She would know a little bit more than me, but like, how can I pretend to be Tabby for the next 3 hours? So I think that really helped, and I'm glad it ended up helping on your side as well.
That's actually really cute. I can't lie. That's like probably one of the biggest compliments you could give someone. Shout out to Tabby's guy. Shout out to Tabby. That's so awesome. But yeah, talking about the actual like games we had in top 96, because I think we've talked about commentary for like 10 minutes.
Mhm.
What was your favorite? What was your favorite of the entire block?
You know when you like finish a block and you kind of just like blank out and someone tells or asks you like, "Oh, how was it?" and you're like, "I don't remember." I wouldn't say I don't remember it, but as far as the actual game, I need to like pull up the start.gg and just remember what happened during that block. So I'm gonna look for that in a sec. What about you? Do you have any standout sets?
I mean, the Tomiya Big Black game is
Mm.
obviously like it's got to be the favorite. I mean, one of my favorite things about commentating that game as well is I noticed very early on that you kind of like recognized that was sort of like my game to commentate and kind of gave it to me a lot. Like you kind of like switched. I don't know if it was like explicit or like implicit in your like thought process, but you kind of switched to like shorter play by play to just like supplement me so I could talk about it more, because obviously I haven't seen these two people play offline. I was so excited to like finally see it happen. Of course, they both play very opposite styles of the character. And they're both like incredibly iconic in the community around the character for their own reasons. You know what I mean? Big Black for winning everything, and Tommy for spamming teleport and chain smoking in net play brackets.
That's so sick.
Which makes him the GOAT, by the way. So like, sort of like letting me kind of have that game, and like doing as much as you can to kind of give me that moment was something I really appreciated. It made me a little teary afterwards as well, just like thinking about it in retrospect. Getting to do the teleport counter. And I think the fact it was like a clean 2-0 to BB made it even better, because no one really knows how the game's gonna go, and like it could have been like this crazy final round kind of set where everyone's like, oh, is Tommy gonna take it? Is is BV gonna fall to JP? Which is like one of those things that people were saying back at Evo 2024. They were like, oh, BB still needs to sort of prove himself against JP a little bit. They were saying that back then, of course, bit kind of a year later. So one of those kind of situations, but just seeing BB's prowess on the character, seeing him use teleport as much as Tommy did in that set and start to style it up, it was an incredibly fun set. You could tell both of them were enjoying themselves, the big smile, the laughed after as well. It's like, it's one of those that I think is just like a permanent memory. Because like, I had a lot of fatigue after that block as well. I remember taking like half an hour outside the venue, just like sitting on the curb, kind of just like enjoying this, like the weather a little bit, even though it was kind of cold that day. Because the storm was just like coming in. But yeah, like that was something absolutely generational.
Yeah, I think going through like my mind into that match, you had brought it up like kind of right before the block, and I was like, oh wait, yeah, like this is your main, but not just your main. It's like two of the strongest representatives of your main, but from like two different regions, like even outside of your own. So this is like, where you are going to kind of like shine the most. I don't think I had the active thought of like, oh, shorten my sentences to give Firestar more time. But I think even on my end, I don't know, I guess subconsciously I was like, Firestar is gonna know so much about like the back and forth of this. So I ended up just being more curious about it. I was like, I don't know, I guess without even thinking about it, I was like, let me just like pump the brakes on myself for a little bit and give you time to explain why they're looking for this, why they're looking for that, because I know you're gonna be like so familiar with it. So I'm glad it worked out. But to answer your initial question, like which one was my favorite, it's a cop out because it's tied between Knots versus Twang and Yonachu versus Lid. And those were like both sets that were down to the wire, both winner side and loser side top 24 qualifiers, respectively. And I think like obviously so many folks know that Knots is a demon, right? And a lot of folks I think have been putting more shine on Yonachu as she's kind of like had this meteoric rise, in these tournament placings. But of course, Twang, Lid, I full bias now that we're actually off of the block. I'm like, those are my boys. I want to see them in that top 24 so bad. And they played their hearts out, and just seeing them like get so close and hear this entire like half of a venue ballroom, maybe even a little bit more, right? The folks who were watching Melty turned around, they're like, wait, they're having a lot of fun at the uni side. Just hearing almost an entire like ballroom just cheering for my friends playing their heart out, and getting to be on commentary for it as like the crowd noise is coming through my microphone, and I'm like, oh, I need to almost like shorten my sentences a little bit so that the people can hear the crowd noise, and when I watch this back they can also be like, damn, people were cheering me on like that. Like that was really fun to be a part of.
Yeah, oh my god, that set was so incredible. I think as well, like you mentioned the Lid set too, the UNI2 set. I watched Lid's like climax recap. I think he spends like a good 6 minutes just like, guys, thank you so much for cheering for me. That crowd was so loud for him. It was incredible. Yeah, it was very, very deserved. I think it's also very cool when you get a game like that like it kind of lines up every way, because you give Lid his flowers, you give him this moment, but also you let him have his comms block, which I know he's really wanted. And I know it sounds maybe sounds like a little bad to say, because obviously it's like a better that he wants to win, right? But like, letting Yonachu, I think was definitely maybe not so much with the Gordos pick, but definitely like the underdog coming into that set, 100%, right? I think Yonachu taking that over in such a clutch moment, kind of getting that really big like moment where you get to deny the crowd offline, you know what I mean? You have this entire crowd that's roaring for someone else. You kind of get to silence them. You got to have that big moment. You got to keep playing in the bracket, and it kind of lines up for Lid perfectly to like not in his block, but also have a game that is just so phenomenal because that whole venue was behind him.
Yeah, top 96 was dope. I don't know if I have anything like more to add to it, but it was very fun. Like both because of the quality of the games, both because of my co-commentator, and like also because the crowd was just like so fun to listen to like that entire time.
Yeah. All right. So moving from there, I think the next thing we have to talk about, Cookie, we are gonna we're gonna hand the microphone to you, brother. We have, of course, we have, of course, everyone's favorite, the but no one knew what it was until it happened. Hot Ones Exhibition, which was a team battle where the teams were picked in the moment out of the crowd, which was incredible, by the way. I love those vibes so much. And every time someone lost, the loser would have to eat a chicken wing of randomized hot sauce variety, of which some people tanked and some people had very visceral reactions. But yeah, Cookie, if you'd like to lead us in, talk about this a little bit, my friend.
So I mean, I wasn't even planning on being in it. They were trying to pick people out. Defi was trying to pick an all-hide team, and then half the hides were either not in the room or just wanted to play the JP players. Because I know Randy and Yona both said they didn't want to play because they were playing against Kyo. So I was like basically running back and forth trying to get people to get up from the setups to see if they wanted to play. And then I walk back over, Shinobi hands Red the mic, and he just says my name, and I'm like, bro, what are we talking about? Like, it's Defi, Issei, and I think he had, who else did he have at that point? It was like Defi, Issei, and then maybe like Reaper at that point or someone else, and I was like, bro, I'm about to get dog walked by hide players. What are we doing here? But when he picked me and I looked at everyone around on my team, I was like, bro, I'm the worst player here. Like, there's no way, like, I am going to actually win a single match. But I kind of blacked out after that because they took way too long to pick the teams.
Yeah, fair. It's just like, because I remember, because obviously, I think out of the four of us, you were like at the front of the whole thing. I think Tabby, you were sitting on the TR desk, right?
I came in during like roster selection, and then I was like, okay, I need to eat food like right now. So I left, and then I came back, and only one game had played, and I was like, what is happening?
Oh my god. Like the stick issues plus Shinobi having to find the wings. Like I learned that those cabs that whenever someone plugged in and the menu popped up and their stick didn't move, it was most likely the actual onboard cab arcade stick that had triggered and not the actual USB pass-through that had plugged in. Because the way we got it to work for me and Batfo was I hit circle on the actual arcade cab and it closed it, and then he was able to hit the PS button.
Okay.
I don't know, USB pass-through. Shiv was in our room on Sunday, was like, I love USB pass-through. I love cables.
It's really cool that those cabs are functional though. But yeah, so Tabby was like, Tabby were on the side. I think Jaytsu, were you eating during? I can't remember. Or you in venue?
I was. That was Friday night. I was out at dinner, but I'm trying to
Saturday
remember.
night.
night.
Dude.
Saturday night.
Oh, it was Saturday night. I might have been at karaoke, real shit though.
Oh yeah, you were. No, it's still good. It's still good. I was just wondering because but yeah. So I came in. I wanted to get like a good seat. I sat down with like air and a stofo, and then I saw Kyle and Ram go over, and harass Otachi. And I was like, okay, and they're just like on the knees, like, Otachi, we need this. Come to Outplayed in Vienna, we need this. And they're like on their knees, like shaking their hands at him. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna head over and just like see what's going on. So it's just like a nicer viewing angle. Like, sure, why not, right? Like, my whole region's there, it's chill. So I just, like, come over. Cookie, you came up to me, talked to me a little bit. And you're like, hold my Miku for a bit. And you're like, dude, I don't know why Red Blade cooked me, man. I'm gonna get cooked. I'm gonna get embarrassed. Yeah, exactly. You're like, I'm gonna get embarrassed, bro. And then, what happened? What did you do? You want to tell us about that?
So I knew Red was gonna put me up after I forgot who had won 2 games. I think it was Reaper. Because he was looking at me the whole match, and I was like, oh, it's time for me to get cooked. So I took his controller and sat down, and Defi was staring at me the whole time while I was holding the controller, waiting to sit down. So then he ends up putting down Batfo, who is one of my CFL locals. And I was like, cool, we came all the way to Atlanta to play each other in the exhibition. How quaint. And typically when I fight Batfo, it typically goes in my favor. So that one went by without a hitch. And then when I saw Denny sit down, in my head, I went, oh no, it's time to lose to the Japanese player. And we started that game and I think I explained this to most people. And when I had gotten shimmied 6-6 seed at the end of the first round, you can see it on camera when it cuts to me because I have like the most existential dread on my face, and I just went, "Oh, this is fucking over." Like I am so washed getting caught stand teching, and I was like, "This is so cooked." But it was a weird feeling because after that round in my head as well, I was like, he's actually not the hardest Tsurugi to fight against. Like I had more of a struggle fighting Red Blade Tsurugi at Beach episode than I did fighting Dedi Tsurugi. So when I hit him with Reaper Sia Sim in the second round, I went, wait, Unk doesn't have it. So
Unk does not have
when I
that
got
shit
grid
on.
broken in the third round, I was like, this is cooked. I'm never gonna recover from this. Grid broken Gordo under half health, I might be washed. And then he did like the wackest pressure known to man. Like he expects me to ape out, and I was like, I'm gonna ape out, not against Tsurugi. Like that is the one character that'd kill me for aping. So when I finally VO'd him off of that pressure structure, and I did dash 2B and he did like up back JB, I was like, first off, what? Second off, you are dying. And like I always hit those. Like I pride myself in being able to hit the one hit mortal slide into Reaper confirms, because a lot of other gourds struggle with it, but I've labbed that shit to hell and back. So when I hit that shit, I was churning the fuck out of B Reaper. There was nothing I was churning except B Reaper. And I was like, you're about to hold this shit. And then I pop off, turn around, and immediately get body snatched.
Yeah, because we had like a plan before. Because he came up to me and he's like, "I'm gonna get cooked, bro. I'm gonna get embarrassed." I'm like, "Okay, listen, win or lose, when you're done, we're gonna clear a path. I'm gonna like airlift you out the venue, right? Because like Cookie's tiny, right? I lifted him up last year. I was like, we're gonna airlift you out the venue." So I'm like, okay, wait, what the fuck? Okay, he's won his first game. I thought he might, because he's like, we played a little earlier, so I was like, okay, this guy's nice, right? I'm like, okay, and then he wins the second one, and like everyone in the venue was just going fucking crazy, and like I like run straight up. I give him a second to just like take it in and like stand up immediately, pick him up from behind. Shinobi runs over. It was like so many people crowning around Cookie. I didn't realize Shinobi like took Cookie's legs and we're just like throwing him in it. Everyone's just throwing him in it, just chanting his name. Absolutely generational moment, man.
It was so crazy the amount of people that were around me and chanting my name, because like I'm used to doing things like in front of the camera, like just outside of commentary. Like I do music and I do DJing, so like I'm typically in front of a crowd at most points. But like having people chant my name to that extent while also being like basically put in a coffin through several people's arms, I was like, this is quite possibly one of the strangest experiences I could have done. And then when you guys put me down, immediately, who was it? It was
Ram,
Kyle and
it was
yeah.
Ram, Lopko, and Friend, I think.
Who all lifted me up on their shoulders, which is now my new Twitter banner. And I was like, we're still going, huh? Guys, it's chill. We're still going. But it was so crazy. I was just like, the cheering and everyone's faces were so funny. Like looking back at the like cutaway to when I popped off, Shinobi's face is like, what the fuck just happened? And Nox's face was like pure excitement. Like I've never seen a man happier than Nox. Like straight popped off. But it was so weird to me because like I don't typically do good with public praise, and I typically like I'm very shy when it comes to it, even if I've quote unquote done a good job. Because like I ran a rave earlier this year and it was like the same thing. Like I had a whole crowd give me a round of applause and I was like panic. So when y'all did that, I was losing it. I was just like, this is where I need to go be introverted and sit in a corner for 6 hours.
That makes me feel slightly bad because like an hour later, me, friend, and a couple others, we picked you up and just escorted you out the venue, and everyone was
Yeah,
like,
you.
people were like, guys, is he okay? We're like, no, he's too fucking nice at the game. He's too nice. And then we kept walking you all the way to the entrance, and we saw
Bro,
the security guard and put you down frame one, bro.
That, yeah, you guys just like you body snatched me and just took me away, and I was like, all right, I guess we're going places.
Oh man, what a moment, right? Well, we're running a little short on time for Jaytsu release, so we'll keep rolling to our next topic. We'll talk about top 24. We'll talk about top 8. Obviously not the longest top 24 in history. Short little block in between the top 96, which is like 3 hours long, and our top 8 as well. During AACC top 8 as well, which is incredibly loud, incredibly hype. If you didn't see that finals, even if you don't know how the game plays, you should watch that finals just because the crowd, which 100% picked up on the microphones, were going absolutely crazy. But yeah, what's everyone's favorite sets for top 8, top 24, favorite moments in top 24 in general? Any volunteers?
Tama qualifying top 8.
Yeah.
Based?
True.
Very, very
What else?
based.
Because I was cheering for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of my friends obviously made top 8, like Aaron, aka Red Blade, Fox of Tama, Effie. I knew Randy. I thought sold by picking Aurier into Ryu.
He
I
did
just
it for the
kinda wanted him to
culture.
see place. I know he did it for the culture. I don't give a fuck about no culture.
The last climax, man.
I'm trying to-
live.
I'm trying to see the gap.
I'd say at least for me, I think the highlight of top 24 was the Twang set.
Yes, that's mine as well.
Yeah. Just the two like new gen up and like King of Akatsuki's fighting. I feel like they both played like their best in that set that whole weekend.
Yeah, and came up to the Europeans beforehand. We have this like chant where you say "mucho leche, por favor," like that, right? And came up and asked specifically for the chant. It was so good because I remember I had obviously I'd finished the comms block. I think I went for like a big ass Arizona, the fruit punch one, because it's just got like real juice in it. I was like, okay, I need something to like fix my throat. So I'm like sipping on this Arizona. My bag's been having my shot. I sat down, and like that set was so hype. I had to like get up and like join in on the chants. And I'm standing next to like Jushichi and a couple others who are like clearly rooting for Twang, right? And every time does anything, they're kind of like, oh damn, he's nice, but like, oh, it's a Twang. And I'm just like, mucho leche, por favor, every single time. But yeah, Jay, what's your favorite set in top 24?
My favorite, I'm still biased. It's got to be Twang. I walked over because I was watching MBAC top 8, and then I was like, oh, it's an Akatsuki mirror. What's going on? And I was like, wait a minute, that's my boy. He could make it to a top 8 qualifier, and then ended up losing in like a very close 1-2. But I was still cheering him on. I was like, all right, my commentary duties are good, man. I can put my whole voice on the line for this one. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but I did hear the mucho leche chants, and I was like, nah, because I was standing around some people that I knew that are like mutuals with me and Twang, and I was like, I can't have words spread that I was cheering for his opponent. But it was a good set, so I watched it, and then I went back to MBAC top 8, and I was like, you know what, my boy had a good run.
That's incredible. I would say one other thing. I'm kind of sad top 96. So I know we started in losers, which is really cool. It gave us a few cool sets as well. Let us see my boy Rockcock as well. Obviously, he didn't do as well as like commentary mode off as well. I'd liked him to do as well because my boy, but it happens. It's unfortunate. It's still great to get to commentate like the sets of someone that you fuck with though. Obviously plays the same character as you. But yeah, but because we started with this losers set, we missed out on like some very early winners top 96 sets, which meant we missed out on Defiant Tama, which I think was like kind of set of the tournament for me. In terms of like sets I would have loved to have like had going into it because we were pretty confident it was going to happen. I kind of felt that like Tama was a little underseeded, but either way, on the other side of Defiant's pool, right? Going into the winners early on to fight Defiant, which is like so crazy for the first climax of night. And then I remember we finished the block and I go on Twitter and Defy's like, yeah, man, I won 2-1 in this really scrambly set that Tama basically won, but I had like top player privilege. Like, dude, I really wish I could have come that. But like that game aside, and also big congratulations for Tama for getting top 8. Unfortunately, losing to losing to the Unk Still Got It chant, which was one of probably my highlight of top 8. But we're not talking about that just yet. I wanted to give a quick shout out as well to the Silent BB game, which I think is one of those, obviously same region as well, right? People that know each other very well. Pretty, I think, kind of iconic matchup at this point, the Thorn and Byakuya as well. Especially because like how Thorn gets to play in the matchup because of the character she's fighting against, right? She gets to be very active. She has to like control a lot of screen space. He still has 6-6C, he still has 2-2C, right? But they're like they're like a little situational buff. They don't just get thrown out constantly, which makes that set incredibly fun to watch. And we see BB just do like a TP mix in the corner, just like in block string out of nowhere at the end of that set. Like they were just both of them were just pulling out the bullshit. It's very sad that Silent lost as well because I really did want to see him make top 8 this major, but that was an incredibly good set as well. I think in top 24, it's probably my second favorite highlight behind the UNI2 set. But yeah, if we haven't got too much more to say about top 24, I think we can move on to talking about our top 8, which I believe we were all comfortably seated in the audience. Oh no, Cookie, you were standing up. You were standing up.
Seated.
Yeah, you were
Seated,
actually standing up.
I saw Cookie and Tabby standing from where I was sitting. They stood the entire time. I was like, hell yeah.
I was basically stood the entire time. We kept getting out of our seat every 5 seconds.
That's what I did, so that's why I
Yeah.
just went and stood because I was sitting next to Air and I think it was Kyle and Friend, and I was like,
Yeah, you were with us.
and I was like, I can't, I gotta go.
It was
My
when,
people need me.
It was when Kyo picked Gordo.
Oh,
Because like I remember you were shouting, "Kyo, I need this!" Like, and then
I
he
need
takes
this.
the Gordo, and then I think after Kyo took Gordo, I didn't see you in that row ever again. Just went.
I'm just like I'm like seeing him hover the character while they're doing the commentary introduction, and I'm just yelling, "I need this! I need this!"
But yeah, I'm a lead with this one, right? So going straight to top 8, I think I talked about this already a little bit. My favorite moment of the whole top 8, and this is maybe I'm biased because my first in-person climax was last year. Whenever Red Blade plays in top 8, it's unlike any crowd I've ever been in. I don't know if it's like the home field advantage or anything like that, but like, dude, like watching Red Blade play at a climax of night, like I feel like it's like honestly kind of his event at this point. Like the second place run last year, drinking the juice mid set and just turning the fuck up, and then timing out Tama the 20-second block streak. The only person to make Wagner hype, by the way. Fuck that character. Only person to make Wagner.
Wow.
Yeah, Jaytsu.
Got him.
Yeah, the only person to make Wagner hype, by the way. Fucking oh my god, bro. And then the Unk Still Got It chant, which I think Ram started behind me because I'm with Ram and Kyle. I'm in the chant zone. Basically, every chant that gets started in the crowd, I'm like at ground zero when you're around those people. The Unk Still Got It chants during the 20-second block string, and then Red Blade jumping off of the setup to pop up. It's just like I feel for Tama because if I'm Tama in that position, I don't know how the fuck I'm winning the next game. Like I have no clue how I'd reset mentally after like a situation like that. But as just like a spectator, as someone who like watches someone who likes watching Red Blade play, that was such like a phenomenal and like perfect moment in the top 8. And I got one more moment to shout out as well, which has got to be where my good friend Max Verstappen 33 PSX Kyle started an Enkidu chant. Yeah.
That one was so good.
Yeah.
He changed the future with an Enkidu chant. Like I think Defi should send him like at least 10% of the prize money for that.
He said, "I'm sorry." He won though.
He won.
He won though.
He changed the future, bro.
Dude, Obi in the crowd, like in the Enkidu cosplay, going crazy when he hovered that character in Champ Select, and he was like, "Oh, he's just fucking with us." And then he hit Select, and he was like, "Yeah." It's so sick.
I like that because we didn't have an Elton in top 8, we decided to do the 1, 2, 3 for the Byakuya webset.
Dude, I don't remember who said it, but there was somebody who was like, man, I think the 1, 2, 3 chants are helping helping Big Black here. He hasn't dropped a single setup once.
I think it was God Hunter something like that. But it was just
Yeah.
like he actually didn't drop it until like grand finals. He had 3 webset like all up until grand finals.
I really enjoy when he does meterless web as well. No one was shouting one during meterless web. Probably because like it's like kind of hard to recognize, right, when he's going into the room with like most of the crowd.
Yeah.
So you do like meterless web, you get ground web set, do 6-2-3-C, and everyone would go 1, 2, and it would just stop really
2.
abruptly.
Yep.
It was like a wrestling match by that point.
Me and my friends started like stimming in the crowd. We like got bored of saying 1, 2, 3, so we would just like in time with the website go my time, I'm in, and we got some like dirty glares. I don't need to name names, but they were like there were words spoken with silent glares from the people in front of us. I was like, my bad, I'm in. And they were like,
My time.
"Man, you got it, my time."
To me, the chance just hit close to home because for the last like God knows how many years, every time Byakuya does websets, I do the Tootsie Roll commercial. Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? 1, 2, 3. Every time he does websets, like that's one of my jokes on commentary. So people actually doing it out loud, I was like, yes,
Mhm.
they understand a little bit of my power.
But what about you guys, Tabby, Jaytsu? What are your favorite top 8 moments, excluding what we've mentioned already?
I think my favorite like is not a moment in the actual game, but I think I was sitting like 3 seats away from OmniDeek watching the top 8, and at some point during Red Blade versus Tama, I guess like his White Claws had hit. So he just started like screeching at like the top of his lungs, and at one point, like while Tama was holding like a Wagner block string, Omni just yells like from the center of the crowd, "I'm so fucking scared!" I look over at him. I'm like, "What are you? What are you talking about?" And then Tama lost. I was like, "You instilled fear into him, man. How could you do this?" So that was my favorite moment. Also, the "he's Chinese" chants from the
He's
that I saw that Deppy pulled up in the
Chinese!
G-Fow. I was like, that's so sick. I gave him like the little Sifu bow. I was like, hell yeah, man. Dude, when Deppy did the little like, I don't know how else to describe it, like the chin rub and the chi pow, and it's like, this is your climax champion. I'm like, I love this dude.
He got one arm behind the back the whole time, too, like an old monk.
Dude, it's such a 180 from like the Deafy run last year, like the crazy energy, you know, the tears at the trophy, and then the next year, all of a sudden, Deafy is just like the fucking Chinese master. He's just like gone,
true.
become like a monk for half a year, just returned and just like owns the tournament. It was so funny, man.
So godlike.
Oh, and yeah, it reminds me as well. Wait, it was the Tabby tweet, wasn't it? It was you, Tabby, right? Where you were like, this is the great grand finals, but I didn't expect it to be Chinese.
No, yeah, it's fine. I just
Didn't expect it to
think
be
he'd
Chinese.
But talking about you, Tabby, what was your favorite moment of top 8?
It's gotta be the Red Blade Thomas set. Specifically because it's Suika and I have we've been standing that entire time and like during that set, and Suika and I both had the exact same realization of once that Vorpal cycle ticked over for the 30-second block string, and I'm pretty sure Suika said time him out, and then Red Blade started the combo or the block string. But that was like probably the highlight of like honestly the highlight of the tournament for me, like as a spectator. Biased Wagner player over here. I think she's always cool. But yeah, outside of that, like I thought it was really I was worried about Defi and BB playing the Japanese players because I was like, I know they're good, but like are they good enough to beat like someone like Kyo, who's able to take down probably the hardest Under Night tournament? And then when Defi cleaned 2 out, I was like, oh, it's free. Okay, never mind. We're good. We got this.
Yeah, something as well. Oh, sorry, go on.
I would say that's about it. That's like those are really the big things that I had for top 8.
Something as well that I think is really cool about the Red Blade timeout clip as well is you can see like Thomas shields at like 99% meter, gets the green shield and then like drops a ton. Like if you like watch Thomas meter during that clip, he gets to like 99%. It's close to having like the 100 bit available to maybe like try and do something. And shields gets a green shield immediately, just loses it, and then like doesn't recover after that. which I think was just like a really fun, like cool small part of that clip. And it's just like every single part of the stars aligned for that timeout. Like, yeah, I'm not surprised we've kind of all agreed on it being everyone's favorite part of the top 8.
Yeah.
It was something else.
Red Blade can't win a tournament, but he always creates the highlight moment of the tournament.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. I have a couple of honorable mentions. My favorite part was when Kyo and Ryu were going up to play. I'm sitting next to Alice and Issei, and I was like, I would not be surprised if he picks Tsurugi into this matchup because Gord Aurier is fucking ass. And then he just gapped Ryu 2-0, and I went, all right, I'm just fucking dog shit at this game, I guess. Because he actually made that matchup look free as fuck, and that matchup is not fucking easy for Gordo. I was like, there's no fucking way he's actually just this much better. And then my next favorite part was Grand Finals when Defi went to Tsurugi. Pierre comes up to the front row and sits down, and at Game In he goes, his combos are so fucking ass. And then it hits Game 2, and he starts doing like the 2.2k combos like consistently, and BB starts coming back, and the look on Pierre's face is like a lost puppy dog. He just like could not believe his goat was so washed that he was not doing any fucking combos at all.
That's why it's good to be getting the cookie recap. You know, you were literally there right in the front. You abandoned me, abandoned Kyle, so you could
Bro,
get
I
us the
abandoned
report on the
everybody.
Pierre
Yo,
movements.
I'm not gonna lie, Air was eating that pizza and I was getting hungry, bro. I was getting hungry. There was like a whole ass pizza that Air was eating, and I was like, we gotta go, man. I'm too hungry.
See, that's why I ordered mine before top 8 and shared a little bit as well. I shared like half of that thing. Because I shared like half that pizza, and then later that day we went to IHOP, and like Ram's looking at me. Ram didn't eat anything, right? He had like one slice of it. I ate like basically the whole thing. And Ram's like, dude, Firestar, you want to eat 13 pancakes each? And I'm getting like peer pressured. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, sure, man. So we actually ordered like 13 pancakes each, but so many after IHOP they fucked the order up, and we only got like 7 each. Did finish all of them though, but I'm still kind of mad. I'm still kind of mad about that. That's such like a tangent, but just like you mentioned the air pizza. It's just like first thing came to mind was when it was like Austin like all of Lufflecord just like completely dominated the IHOP. But that was something that happened after top 8 happened during the after party, which brings us very nicely into our concluding section of our topics.
Free him.
I want to ask everyone about I want to ask everyone about the venue, general climax night experience. Obviously, about your kind of highlights from like the after parties of the evenings as well. I think that's gonna figure out who wants to speak first. I kind of like the chaos of two people talking at once.
The person who needs to be freed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
true.
So I'll do mine like real quick. I'll like TLDR some of my stories. What happened? Like Thursday night, I got tied to a bed and then like chugged a beer with Twang. That was kind of awesome. It was a standing bed, by the way. It's not weird. We were upright. What else? Like Friday, I O2'd and then I got invited to a beginner bracket, which was kind of awesome. Shout out UNI2 BL, by the way. We're cool. We're cool, by the way. Just join the UNI2 beginner league. I asked the guy, I told the guy that his Seiyun Sky cosplay was really cool, and then he was like, dude, I'm Luigi. And then I turned 180 and went back to my room for 15 minutes. That was cooked. And then I went to karaoke with a bunch of friends, and then my Uber driver on the way back told us about a salacious lady doing illicit things in the back. But she gave her $50 She was like, I'm not going to say shit. And I was like, did you report her? She was like, she didn't leave a drop, so I didn't say shit. I was like, understandable. Have a nice day. Thank you for dropping me off at the venue. And then I think Sunday was just like as much roaming as I could and then drinking. So climax was fun. I wish the signal in the hotel was a little bit better so I could watch some of the matches leading into into that top 96. But for that to be like my one gripe about the weekend, I think is, just like a testament to how fun climax was, both from the tournament organization perspective and also just the people that came out, right, and bring that energy and create that culture of like, this is going to be a really fun event to just hang out at, whether you're fighting for your life in bracket or you just came back from dinner and drinks, your 5 drinks in, and now you're going to watch the best fucking MBAC top 8 of your life. But yeah, I gotta go. So it's been an absolute joy hanging out with you guys. I'm sure you guys still have the rest of your stories, so you guys make sure to stay tuned over there in the chat for the rest of the climax shenanigans. But that's it for me. Bye. See you guys.
And we're gonna leave him there permanently. Oh wait, no, it disappears. Oh,
Does he ruin the aspect ratio of the logos? Hold on.
Oh wait, maybe a little bit. Hold on, let me just like I could like drag and drop.
Oh,
This
no.
chill. Wait, not cookie. You're gonna
Oh.
go in the middle, and we're gonna make cookie wider, guys. We're gonna have big cookie.
Oh no.
A wide cookie?
Yeah, we're gonna have like
Wide.
big cookie, guys.
Wide. Damn!
Can I stretch you horizontally a bit more? No, I'll leave it.
God damn!
There we go, guys. We got wide cookie on the chat.
Holy, I'm getting bigger.
Dude, you're looking huge.
But yeah,
I'm
shout
looking,
out.
bro. When I was doing commentary for my pools block, looking over the camera, I was like, "Damn, why is my neck so big? My neck looked like a fucking tree trunk." I was like, "What's going on?"
Bakery FGC.
All right. Shout out to Jaytsu, by the way. But yeah, okay. Well, we'll go in title order. So you want to go next, Cookie? You want to tell us a little bit about venue, after party?
I mean, the venue was great. One thing I did notice, because we got there at like 9 p.m. on Thursday, because we did like a 10-hour drive up, was that there was a fuck ton of people in the hotel on Thursday night. Like, way more than any climax previously has there been that many people in the lobby. There had to be like 80 plus people. Like, that side room in the lobby was fucking packed. And there were so many people outside. I was like, everyone pulled up early this weekend. Uh-huh.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I think a lot of people didn't realize numbers wise, this event had 300 more people than the last climax. Like, it was a significant step up of just the amount of people. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, and funny enough, I still felt like we had space. Especially because they didn't have the stage this year, and we just had the on the floor setups, which I think is fine as long as we have obviously like the what is it? The actual projector for everyone to see, because one of the stages at Evo did not, and it was very tough to watch CBS too. But I thought their layout was great. I know that for next year they're going to be using the same hotel because they don't think they've outgrown it yet, which I think is good because there is a lot of space that we ended up using this year, like the auditorium room and the side games room. The auditorium room was cool. I walked in there on Friday and it was like 10 degrees in that room. It was so unbelievably cold in that auditorium room, and I was like, holy shit. Shout out to, I guess, the Uma Musume players for invading and taking over for your races. I don't play Uma Musume. All I know is I saw pictures of it, and y'all just invaded the auditorium to watch your horses run. But I had yeah, I know, right? That's perfect for him. I know they like set up a Discord and everything for it, and I was like, damn, y'all are savages. But I had a great overall weekend. I was a little bummed that we didn't end up getting a commentator graphic, because I really would have liked to see the commentator graphic in this year's style. So I'm a little bummed we didn't end up getting that. It's funny, is not a lot of people noticed it, but it was like it hit Thursday, and I was doing my things in the morning, and I went, wait, we still didn't get a commentator graphic, huh? And I was like, we're not getting one this weekend at all.
Yeah, it was a busy week.
Yeah, it was. I didn't have any issues, funny enough, with the service in the hotel. Only when I was in the ballroom, which obviously, but like when I was in my room, like it was pristine. I was watching everything while taking a shower.
We were reaching your Wi-Fi too. I remember Carl was like, dude, what's your last name?
That's true. But no, I had a great weekend. I mean, I've been to every single climax since its inception. And this one obviously was the biggest that we've ever had, and it felt like the best party that we've ever had. I'm glad that we got as many people out that we did, state-wise and of course internationally. I think, was this the biggest EU group that you guys have had at a stateside tournament?
I mean, I don't know how qualified I am to answer that. I think in the UNI2 era, it's like a maybe, because I feel like last year was like a pretty equal, if not bigger size. I think last year was bigger because last year we had, it was me, Kyle, Ram, Air, we obviously had Mo, we had Nefros, we had Glottican, so I think that's like already bigger. We also had, pretty sure Zarpox was there last year, we had Magic Rider as well, he's like one of the melting guys. I think we were slightly bigger last year. But yeah, I think like everyone that could, like did, because the issue was I think some of the people that skipped last year were like, oh, it's not gonna be the last one, bro. They said that about last year. I'm not naming any names, not because it would be like a bad thing to name, but still, I just like But yeah, they were like, it won't be the last one. They always say that. And then they announced another one, but then also Kimono announced a couple patches, and I know some of the people that were gonna go this year ended up I think not because they were uni players exclusively, or at least they weren't as into like AC and stuff at least anymore. And then obviously the patches happened, and for them personally they didn't like it as much, so I think a couple people didn't appear up, which is kind of sad. So what can you do? It is what it is. But no, definitely it was still a big group for us this year. Air came really last minute. I was really glad to see Air there as well, you know what I mean? Like he's one of the people in our side of the community. Obviously, like he's not like in terms of like competition and results, he's not in like the same discussion as like Mo or Nick. But in terms of like being a community discussion, sorry, being a community member, of course, like he wrote the gigantic Batista document. I'm pretty sure I can't remember if it was Ankle or someone else. Someone was actually going up to him like, "Yeah, dude, I learned all my combos from your doc," and he's like, "Oh shit, that's awesome." But yeah, anyways, tangenting. It's Tabby's turn to let us know what she thought about the con experience this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's my, as it always is, my favorite event every year for just like that's I think the same reason that for most people it is like um con has always been like the family reunion. So it's always nice to just see the amount of people that only come through for that event. And it's going to be not as fun not seeing them year to year as it goes through. But as for this year as a whole, I felt awful on Thursday because I got like no sleep the night before into no sleep on my plane ride there. So I was up for like 36 hours by the time I just ended up going to bed. And that even like screwed me over on Friday. Um and like I just wasn't feeling great. But then I ended up sleeping for like 12 hours both days and then waking up on Saturday and feeling like 10 out of 10. So um yeah, I mostly just spent it, chilling with homies. I ended up hanging out in the Cookie and Fox's room and Sammy's room for at the end of most nights is usually just where the degeneracy ended up. But
True.
yeah, I didn't do anything super crazy like other people. All basically the entirety of the Pacific Northwest Under Night scene came out, which is super sick. I think there's only like 2 or 3 people that didn't, outside of some of the Canadians who couldn't make it out because of Canadian to USD currency exchanges screwing them over. But yeah, my whole con experience was just pretty like as standard as it is for year to year, which is only positives.
No, that's awesome, incredibly awesome. Got any cool stories for us, or are we keeping
No,
this
like,
on? What's what happening in Atlanta? Staying in Atlanta?
no, the thing is, I just don't have cool stories like that. I kind of just was very low key this whole
That's
weekend. I
fair. No,
can't
that's
think
fair. Yeah.
of yeah, I legitimately nothing super exciting happened, and that's like kind of a good thing. I'm glad it was a little chill.
And everything exciting was
Uh,
saved for the ballroom in that sense, which I think is a good thing.
exactly.
Yeah, he's very chill.
What
Exactly.
you mean, Tabby? There's the story already. When I was in your room and Corey was like, "You want to go goon for goon?" He's like, "I'm not a gooner, but I'm gonna go goon for goon." And then in my head, the whole time I was thinking, "I'm about to ruin your life."
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? That was
No,
right before. Well, actually, no. That was the night before where you guys trapped Trock in your room to play Final Fantasy Tactics.
right. Oh no, there was, yes, Rurik did trap Truck in the room and forced him to play Final Fantasy Tactics.
See, I heard Rurik at some point saying, "Oh yeah, we got Trock to play FF Tactics." I haven't heard the trapped in the room accusations.
Yeah,
Truck
he was like, "You're not leaving."
What if
yes.
Trock Demon was trapped and betrayed for 10,000 years? Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, nah, that does in fact leave it to my turn. I mean, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna be honest. Climax was climax. If you don't know what I mean when I say that, I'm like, very sorry for you, but you know you get like a nice time in the autumn in very sunny Atlanta still for that time, which is one of those things the British mind can't quite comprehend. But it is such a wonderful event. The venue is really nice. Unfortunate that this year on Sunday they did shut down the after party a little early. I think yesterday we were going into crazy. Like yesterday, last year we were going into crazy hours of the night, but they did shut down some like the communal spaces. I think because they have also a hotel with other guests, which is more than reasonable. But you know it's unfortunate. I am glad I got to experience that like sort of 24-hour venue open last year with just everyone like on their own setups, the Steam Decks and the laptops coming out. But yeah, like I think Tabby, you're right. That's a really chill venue this year. Some of like the highlights, I think, especially for the after party, some of the highlights have got to be when when Shark Party found this giant pole behind the artist alley, and she just held it out in the middle to do limbo. So she's just like fucking around with this pole. Someone grabbed the other end. I dropped my bag. I went under it once. I went under it twice. And then a bunch of people start joining in, and she lowers the thing, and I go, all right, I got one more in me. Immediately try a third time and just fail instantly. That was really fun. Like tons of people played very dangerous limbo in the hall. I think friend came over at one point. It's like, yeah, we should probably stop this. It's like, yeah, it was getting a bit much because everyone that was walking down was trying it, and then like, yeah, I think one person like knocked over something, and we were like, yeah, we really have to stop now. You know what I mean? It was like okay, it was like quickly getting out of hand. So like, okay, no more. But it was one of those very organic moments you can only really get at like an event like this, where like parts of the venue are still open during close down, which I guess is like I want to say like a hotel event centric thing, because a lot of the events I've been to, I've not always been in hotels before, so when you're hosting out of like a ballroom and stuff like that, you don't really get those like closed down moments where everyone in the community is still there. It's like a VSF every year on like the Sunday. We have like the closed down photo and stuff like that, but during close down you kind of just have to clear the venue, so you don't really get the same thing. That kind of what happens outside the venue, and we go to like a pub to play sets and stuff like that. So it's not quite the same when you know, not everyone is there.
They definitely closed parts of the hotel mad early because
They
were
did,
not
yeah.
fucking with us.
Dude,
They were not fucking with us this year.
the 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. quiet hours.
Oh my god, that sign posting killed me. I was like, what the fuck did y'all do?
So the only thing I remember from last year was like we were just playing casuals in the lobby down there, and like somebody popped off and they got mad at us, and it's like, okay, like you can't even hear us from the second floor down in the hotel lobby, so why are you mad?
I mean, all I'm saying is that like PSX Kyle comes to Climax is like the loudest guy in the room next year. Like interesting, you know, next year interesting guys. we might need to get him like a muffler or something, you know.
It's true.
No, Kyle, please actually get louder. I need this.
I heard about the security guard that was mad with everyone, and I did
Yeah.
not see that guy. I did not see that guy once.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, go on.
I was saying I didn't know there was like there was the only security person I saw was like Sunday night, like at the hotel desk, but I don't think it was the same guy that people were talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw a couple, like two separate ones, and the guy that was like shutting everything off on Sunday. I don't want to discuss that too much on stream because I know it's like there have been like a few things that are said. Apparently, the guy was like, "There's some issues there," so we'll probably like leave that for now. But yeah, I did hear about that as well. But yeah, go from there. Some other things to mention as well. If we're talking stories, I think as well the Ghost Pepper Chili Festa Fives. If you've probably seen the video already of Red Blade taking the Ghost Pepper Chili and then just dancing to deal with the pain, that was so incredible. He could not handle that chili, dude. He could not handle that chili. And then like game one, because the rule was if you drink like the milk, you like lose a set immediately. He literally threw his first game in that set just drinking milk.
Jesus. I'm sad I missed those. I didn't realize they were happening, and I was already like out and away from it. So I missed seeing the salsa killing people.
Yeah, we didn't really advertise it. I just kind of Ed just came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you want to do a Ghost Pepper Chili Festa 5?" I was like, "Nah, but I'll record it." I'm good, bro. I'm actually good. But yeah, I think that a little over schedule, but I think that just about rounds us up for today. It's been
Yeah.
an absolute pleasure, guys. We have made it through everything we thought about. Maybe I think maybe we can do this, like maybe like once a month every now and then, or like after big events and stuff like that. Little commentary roundtable was very fun. Very nice list of guests, of course. Always a pleasure talking to you guys.
Yeah, always good yapping with the professional yappers.
The professional yappers.
Yeah, dude, they pay us to say dumb shit on the internet.
Bro, speaking of paying us to say dumb shit, shout outs to the commentary for the Hot Ones block.
Yes.
Because they get off and they immediately go, we're getting canceled. And then fucking Sammy admits while he was commentating my match versus Deddy, he's like, bro, I was shit talking you so hard. I wanted you to lose so bad. He's like, but then you won and I just turned 180. And you hear it in the clip. He goes, that's my boy. He's not just a commentator. Like I see you.
That's like.
Fuck.
Oh fuck! Yeah, we gotta talk about the biggest difference between Climax and other events. We've been doing like team exhibitions at VSF for the last couple of years that are like, we intentionally try to do them last minute and like scuffed and make them like kind of like fucked up and just like everyone in the crowd just having a good time. The fact that same like atmosphere is recreated at Climax, where we have, instead of like what it was like a 70 something person bracket at VSF this year, where we have like a 500 person uni bracket, it makes me so happy, man. It's like, if you've never been in that kind of environment where everyone is just fucking around and playing the game, it's so good. It's so good, especially when you have a really rowdy crowd as well. Which again, one more shout out to PSX Kyle for like bringing so much energy into that building.
Yeah, I'm stealing that for Combo Breaker if you guys aren't here.
I mean, we'll
I'm just gonna start yelling stuff.
We will try. But yeah. Either way, we're heading our way to wrap this off. I hope everybody watching has been enjoying. We've had a pretty steady amount of viewers for the last hour, which I'm very impressed and happy with. This was so last minute. I think I texted Jaytsu about this yesterday. I got like a bit of a busy schedule this week. I'm gonna be like way less busy in the next month. But I was just like, man, I want to talk about this event with Jaytsu. Fuck it, we'll just do it on a stream because like there's no reason not to do it on the stream, right? And just like shoot some shit. And then we just like last minute invited everybody. We actually had a few other people we invited who hopefully, if we do this again, we'll bring on to like future episodes or whatever. Because I think it's fun to talk about it. Have people in the community just like have some content where they can kind of just listen to us talk about random shit that happened, pretty much, or just like people who are looking at the commentary, hearing us talk reflectively on our commentary as well. It can be very good for people who are studying, who are learning, who are trying to be in the same positions we are. So I think it's a lot of fun. I hope I've been a pretty good host. I wasn't sure what kind of vibe we were gonna get here, if we were just kind of gonna yap or go, if someone needed to like lead the conversation. So it took me a second to realize, wait a minute, I should probably be like saying I should probably be guiding us through each section, right? But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Tabby and Cookie, you guys got anything to say to the audience before we turn off for the night?
No, nothing on my end. Just thanks for everybody who came through to listen to us yap about Climax.
Play UNI2. Go to the French Red Major that Data is hosting next year. Because it won't be named Climax, but they're still going to be hosting the French Red Major going forward. That was the announcement at the end, if you couldn't clarify that. Technically, Climax is still happening and not happening. So go to the French Red Major next year. Why the fuck am I so big?
It's
What is happening?
Bro.
Yeah, we're gonna build it.
I got one more thing to say. Alright. You know what I'm on about, right?
Maybe.
One more thing to say. So, but I'm gonna end stream after this story. But this is some premium. This is some premium European under night secrecy that you guys are gonna hear about. So PSX Carl made a tweet about building schools as like a quote tweet to someone talking about being scared of women, and a lot of people were like, "Hey, what does this tweet mean?" So someone came up to us. It was someone I knew from last year at Climax. I'm not gonna like fucking list everyone's name or anything like that, but yeah. And she was really drunk, and she's talking to us, and she's talking about all of our hair and stuff like that. She's talking about my hair, Ramsay, I used to have long hair, and she looks at Kyle, and Kyle has the all white drip on. Kyle looks crazy, and she's like, I fuck with you the most out of everyone here. And after she says, I fuck with you the most out of everyone here, Kyle's response to being told that by a woman is, you know who I fuck with? Nigerians. I'm building a school in Nigeria. Fuck, I show speed.
What the
He
fuck?
didn't say Kai Cenat because Kai Cenat was the guy building the school and then he got scammed or whatever. But like, no, it's because we have a guy, if you see him in chat, called Jay Swiggle. Whenever there's like a beautiful woman on Twitter, he replies like, "Do you fuck with Nigerians?" So the minute a beautiful woman's in front of Kyle, he's like, "You know who I fuck with? Nigerians. I'm building a school in Nigeria. Fuck, I show speed." If you guys
That's
don't
such a crazy cut.
If you guys don't follow Kyle on Twitter, please do. He's one of the funniest and nicest people in this scene. Like, it's impossible to beef with Kyle. He just plays the game and runs stuff and likes the game. Like, you guys, I gotta shout this guy out harder. He's maybe, like, one of the funniest people to touch the scene in, like, history. I'm so glad he, like, plays more of this game, man. But yeah, so that's our last story of you tonight. I think that one was a pretty big treat for the audience. Hopefully we'll come back with this commentary roundtable again. My name's Firestar. This has been Cookie and TabbyNickel, as well as the well, it was Jaytsu. He's gone now, sadly. Rest in peace. But yeah, we will see
They
you
got
guys
him.
next time.